what relationship advice would you give to a 20-year-old version of yourself?
To keep the number low with who you sleep with.
Oh, so
Body
you a
count.
thought.
Daddy.
You been getting around. Ran through. Red
Because
flag.
I feel like if
No,
you're
that's
worth,
good advice,
Yeah,
though.
if
Let
you're
me hear
worth the
more.
wait, they'll wait, and they'll wait for it, and then it means so much more. Yeah. And
Okay,
you don't,
so
you don't know that when you're young.
So at 38 years old, the main advice you would say, don't sleep around.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you know this because obviously you slept around
I
and
did.
you know the
yeah,
negative.
back in the cornfields.
Oh, shit.
You said back in the
Not
cornfields?
literally, but yeah.
Okay.
Back in her heyday.
All right. And
Hey, that's no Fugazi. Thank you.
that is no Fugazi. What's your body count?
Oh,
I'm
my,
just
we're not
asking.
going there.
I thought you would probably tell it. I don't know. You was that honest. I'm like, dang, chick ain't never been this honest before. Okay, moving right along. Two green flags and 2 red flags.
2 green flags for me. I know how to cook and I can love unconditionally.
You can love unconditionally? So let me ask you a question. You are currently engaged, and let's say your man loses his job and he's incapable of getting another job because, he feels like he doesn't want to. Mm-hmm. Are you still going to love him unconditionally?
Yeah, I've actually been through that. Like, if a man doesn't want to be a man, you know what I'm saying? That's between him and God, so he has some work to do. But I've been through that, love somebody through that, and when you got a kid, if you're not working, I'm going to work. So you babysitting.
But you said you've done it before with the current guy, meaning like he had ups and downs.
Yeah, we all do,
Yeah, everybody has ups and downs.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, let's test this unconditional love meter because I don't believe it's true. Another question. If your man wanted to bring pick a white girl, Bridget in a relationship. If your man wanted Bridget in a relationship, he's like, listen, you was just on No Fugazi podcast. Bridget looking nice. What's up? I'm trying to invite her in. Will it still be unconditional love?
What do you mean by in?
You know what he mean.
He trying to he trying to clap.
What do you...
You know.
He trying to tag that.
Well, see, here's the thing about how I think.
Okay.
Until we are wed, you outside. Like, everybody's outside. We're not having sex. If you have to have sex, go ahead. If you want to have sex with me, we get married.
Oh, okay, so you and your current man, you guys don't have sex?
No, we're not having sex. We do be messing up. We have messed up. We obviously have a child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know you messed up. So what's the longest you guys went without sex currently?
3 years.
So you haven't had sex in 3 years?
No.
Oh,
That's
that
the
was
longest,
just the longest
we've been.
you went?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who determines this? Is it you or him?
It's me.
It's you.
It's me.
And so you're withholding sex, but he wants sex. And why do you do that? What's the reason for it?
I just feel like it'll be better. Like, the longer you wait for, like you were saying, if you wait, it's better. It's special. Like, and there's intent behind it.
It's
I
too
would
late for
say
that.
yeah, if you're a virgin and you're waiting, that's a beautiful thing. But like, if other men already had sex with you prior to your current man, why is he waiting when you let another get it for free or half the price?
No longer special anymore.
You only have to wait if you want the woman and she's requiring you to wait. I feel like if a lot more women required men to wait, there would be more men in this world. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't be such a big deal because sex is really, like you said, to people who have something else going on, sex is not that deep. But to these lustful, thirsty, you know what I'm saying? There are predators walking around here who just want to have sex. That's a lot. We're women. We deal with that a lot. So it's not that deep to be, you know what I'm saying? Sex is not everything. It's deeper intimacy.
So the time where it was 3 years, was he having sex with other women?
No.
How do
That's
you
what
know?
I was told. That's the only way I
believe
know.
that?
I really do believe it because nobody's ever said nothing like that to me. But hey,
All right, wait. Answer the question real quick. If you want to smash Bridget, what's up? That's cool?
listen, that's none of my business. If you smash Bridget, okay,
You gonna still love
you
him
might.
unconditionally.
Sorry, Bridget.
Love is love. I can't unlove you. What am I
Here's
supposed
the
to
next
do?
question. You guys about to get married. Let's
Okay.
hypothetically.
Right.
You getting married on Sunday.
Okay.
Today is Friday. He listen, I want Bridget right before we get married. He want Bridget tomorrow, Saturday.
All right.
But you get married Sunday.
Okay.
Is that within your threshold of unconditional love?
So let's say it's a normal day. You know what I'm saying? He just had sex with Bridget. Okay, I still gotta get up.
And then you get married tomorrow. You gonna marry him?
No, we probably wouldn't get married.
Ooh. So what's going on?
It ain't
It ain't unconditional.
No, married.
You just said everything is free game prior to marriage.
It is, but there are boundaries that I have within myself. You know what I'm saying?
So then it ain't unconditional love because you have
No,
boundaries.
the love is still there. That doesn't change love. You don't have to be with everybody you love.
Think about this. If you have a boundary
Mm-hmm.
and someone goes outside of the boundary,
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason, there's a moral reason for the boundary. Like you have a standard. And if someone chooses to go outside of your boundary, obviously this is going to alter how you feel, it's going to alter your mood, and you would call that going outside of my boundary, cheating, right?
Right, but it shouldn't change how you love somebody. It shouldn't change how you treat them, how you talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
It shouldn't, but we just came to the conclusion that it will because you won't marry him.
But just, I'm not getting married. That's a boundary. Like, you know, it's like, it's not that we won't get married. We just won't be getting married tomorrow. You might have to wait
So
another
it's
3
not
years. You know what I'm
unconditional,
saying?
Yeah,
It's not unconditional.
No,
It ain't
it's
unconditional.
unconditional.
No, because if it was unconditional, you would marry him whether he smashes Bridget or not.
No, if you're
that's
stupid, you marry
unconditional.
somebody regardless of what they
Maybe
do.
it's
But
just
if you
Bridget.
have
Let's
some
choose another girl.
self-worth, you know what I'm saying?
Lauren.
Not unconditional.
Maybe it's just because it's a white girl. Let's choose a black girl. Trish. What if he wants to sleep with Trish on Saturday? Y'all get married on Sunday. Cool?
We're not getting, like, you have to be careful when you marry somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you sleep with somebody,
is
then you got to go get tested and do
conditional.
all of this stuff. We can't just get married right away because when you get married, we're getting straight to the, if we've been waiting for so long, do you know what we're about to do when we get married? So if you have sex with somebody, we got to go through the whole testing process. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting married right away. No, you got me up.
Here's the logic, Phil.
Has it been an hour?
Obviously. Yeah, here's where it's not making any sense. Obviously, there's conditions because you have boundaries. So a boundary is a condition, right? So since you have a condition, it means that the love is not unconditional. That's what I wanted you to say. Because I agree, no human being is capable of loving someone unconditionally. Because everyone has standards and everyone has boundaries. And if someone goes outside of your boundaries, well, then obviously, you know, it's not going to be unconditional. It's conditions.
But what does that take away from the love? Like,
Yeah. If he just
you're
smashed
talking about
Bridget
the
yesterday.
actions of love as of and opposed to the feelings, correct?
Well, what do you mean by love?
Because people describe love differently. You know what I'm saying?
How do you describe love?
Love it to me is a commitment. It shows up more in actions. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then his actions will be pounding Bridget back in. Unconditionally pounding it
You're
in.
gonna stick beside him no matter what he does, whether it's smashing Bridget, smashing a dude.
Is that not what I
Are you
said though?
gonna
I
marry-
didn't
That's a
say
good
we-
one.
I didn't say we was gonna break up. I said you're gonna be on probation.
That's not what we
I
said.
said we
Here's
can get
here's
married
another
later.
one.
I said you're gonna be on timeout.
If he goes into a homosexual, if he has homosexual sex, Diddy party, right? Pause. What's you gonna accept him back?
I don't know. This has actually happened to me before.
God damn.
Thank you. Me too.
This is like
Me too.
real. This is real life.
So it's not unconditional. That's what we're trying to say. Unconditional.
It ain't unconditional.
Meaning you're gonna
Wait,
marry
this
him.
happened with the current man?
No.
With a different dude?
Yes.
And you broke up with him?
It happened in our
It wasn't
our
conditional.
weird time where you're
It's
like together
conditional.
or
No matter what
not.
time it happened. And did you stay with him?
He didn't want me. You like guys. Like what you gonna stay with somebody for if they don't really want you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. All right, we got
You the hella girl, so.
Yeah. So what relationship advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Better be good.
Just don't date in your 20s. Just work on yourself, go to school, you know what I'm saying? Build your relationship with God. Have a lot of women around you. Build a support system. If you don't have one within your family, find it. Don't make excuses. Get stuff done. Work hard early so you can have a relaxing time later.
Okay, so you think that women shouldn't date when they're young. They should focus on their career besides a
Yes.
family and marriage.
Right.
Okay. Wouldn't you say if they are focusing on a career rather than a man and a family, the likelihood of them finding a man in the family would decrease? Because as you get older, your standards go up because you're making more money, you're settled into your career, and then the pool of men that you would be choosing from would go down because you would say that you don't want to date someone that makes less money than you, right?
Well, I mean, if you're making money, it doesn't really matter.
But
Depending on what you're dating
would
for.
you date a man in a serious relationship and he's making less money than you?
Yes or no?
If that's the right man, I would. I
Does
really
your
feel like women
current
don't have
man
to
make
search.
less money than you?
No.
All right, so let's just stick with that. Now, so what I'm essentially saying here is that would be like backwards advice. And the reason being is because women are born with their sexual value. Once you turn 18, the world's your oyster. Most men you'll have a shot at, sexually at least. Then there's a few men, if you can add value outside of sex, you'll have a chance with a relationship with a lot of men. The thing is, why don't you cash out earlier in a casino instead of cashing out later? So why don't you cash out when you're up, when your value is the highest, try to find the best man you can instead of waiting when you're like 30, you racked up some bodies, obviously your value went down a little bit, right? Not even just in like the man's eyes, but to you, like think about it. Women, show of hands, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys could like interrupt if you disagree with me. So like the more guys you have sex with, you start to compare and contrast. So say if you had a 6-inch, just like, oh, I got a 6-inch. But then you experience a 5-inch. It's going to be very hard for you to accept that 5-inch. Now let's say you meet a man, he's making $200K. That's a relationship. But then you meet a guy, he's making only $50K. I got to settle. It feels like I'm settling or I'm going backwards. It's very hard because you're always comparing and contrasting. So what I'm saying is women, you become a victim to your own experiences and the options that you choose to take. So if you're 30-something years old, you have a career, one, your money is higher. You don't want to date down. So you want to date a man that's making more money or preferably the same money. Then if you had sex with so many men, it's like, well, I done had a 12. Can't nobody compare to Jerry. So now you're going to be looking for Jerry again, right? You're going to be looking for Jerry again, but you get a Dennis. Dennis only got 5. But guess what? Dennis is Prince Charming. He loves you, but you're not. What I'm saying is the more you wait, it's harder for you to feel satisfied in a relationship because you become a victim to all of the men that you've experienced. But if you lock in at a younger age, you've experienced less. So say if you only had 3 men and Tyrone happens to be the last one and you're in a relationship and he's like the biggest, he's making good money, is like every other guy before Tyrone didn't even measure up. So you'll look at Tyrone like you admire him. You'll look at Tyrone as everything. That's what I'm saying.
But
Go ahead.
But don't you think that's like
Speaking to
missing
Mike a
out-
little bit.
Oh, don't you think that's like missing out on life's experiences, settling like so early?
You can't miss out on something you never had.
Well, exactly. So say we're settling for Dennis at 5, right? Well, what if like, okay, let's reverse it.
No, go with what you're saying. If you settle with Dennis at 5, go ahead.
Yeah, like maybe at that time money does matter more to you. But like
Okay.
you're settling because you're like, okay, I like that money. So let me settle for whatever, the 5, whatever, since we're comparing like that. But like you didn't experience somebody who makes less and is a 10, but maybe he treats you better.
You know,
Like,
you
you're
actually
missing
proving my
out.
point.
I am?
Yeah. So let
Not
me explain
really,
it. So you
am I?
said, yeah, you're proving my point. So you said,
okay.
just imagine if you settle with Dennis, he's 5.
No, I'm not proving your point, though. I'm saying if you're telling her to settle at a young age, she didn't experience the 10, Jerry at 10.
Yeah, she ain't experienced anything.
But that's what I'm saying. So you're just like, maybe your morals or maybe your what you're looking for in life isn't Dennis with money, isn't Dennis with money.
Exactly.
Maybe it's,
When you
maybe
said
it is
Dennis with
Jerry
5,
the
you're talking
10
about Dennis with 5 inches and money?
and money. Yeah, you're talking about little with money, right?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
And big with big broke.
It could be either.
Big broke.
No,
right?
what I'm saying here is you're proving the point. Let me explain to you how you're proving the point.
Okay.
Because if you are a virgin, the first man you had sex with, you don't know anything outside of that. So
Right.
the more penises you have, the more guys that you allow into your life to raise you up, to give you good experiences, then women always want the bigger, better deal. You have something about your nature, it's called hypergamy, meaning that you don't really never want to date your equal, and you don't really want to date down. You want to date your superior. And guess what? You don't want to date the past guys you've been with before. Like if someone had 6 inches, you don't want to go down from 6. If someone was making 100K, you don't want to go down from 100K to 50K. You kind of want to either stay even, or you want to date a man that's making more and that's better. So you're always looking for the bigger, better deal. I'm saying that at a young age, with time, you rack up more bodies. So with less time, you'll be able to actually lock in with a man and feel satisfied because you didn't experience a whole lot. Make sense?
But that's missing out on life. I
No,
feel
but
like.
then the question comes: if it's
And I'm
missing
not
out
talking
on
about
life,
sex either.
it could be anything.
It's
If it's missing out on life, my question for you is: can you miss what you never had?
Yeah, because remember,
Ignorance is bliss.
the
The
reason why you're
idea of
saying
it.
that is because you've
You've
had
experienced men,
experience.
yeah.
you
So
know
it's hard
that-
for you to contemplate.
Right. You know that there's some people are just doing better than others. But when you're younger and you're in your prime years, it's up to you to vet guys properly so that way you can pick the best guy. Because men, we prosper in life later. So as we get older, we're more experienced. We've been at that job longer. So with all that time, we become better as men. We're making more money, we're more attractive. So we don't hit our peak financially till in our 40s. We are better at, sex through experience. So, but some guys have ambition and some guys don't. So if you could find a guy that has the motivation and the ambition to be better all around, as time goes on, he'll become all those guys that you experienced in the past. He'll be better at sex. He may not have the biggest penis, but he'll be better at sex. Financially, he'll get there. He'll improve on his physical appearance. He'll be better as a person. So
what he's is essentially saying is the difference is this, and then we can finish up and go around the panel. Since women are born with their value, your main job is to preserve your value for the best guy that you can. Best guy you can get. So if you're young, 20 years old, like this chat is saying, like the question that the chat is asking, if you're 20 years old, I would go with Maggie's answer, keep the body count low. Keep the body count low and try to cash out early. Try to get the best man you can. Because most of the top tier guys are looking for younger girls anyway. So you'll have your greatest chance of finding the best man when you're young. Right? And then what Ease is speaking about, men, we're not born with our sexual value. We actually have a burden of performance. So we have to earn our value. So he's speaking say if you do lock in with a man at 20 years old and say he's 24, he may not meet your financial requirement at that time, but say if he checks off other boxes, in time, if he's ambitious enough, he will meet that. Because when I was 24, even when I was 28, I was broke. I made $60,000 a year. It didn't hit until I was 30 until I made to where I was wow, I have, high 6 figures in my bank account. Not just made a year, but in my bank account. So it takes time for a man to acquire definitely financial value. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.